Okay, folks. So, YouTube is asshole. Okay, they keep hiding comments from me. This for some reason they held this comment from Skywise from Morgan back in Michigan. I have no idea why. I mean, it's just like the same thing with them withholding, a comment from my own sister, and it says they withheld it for review for blocked words. And I don't have my video set. My content is not set to block, comments. Let me show. Where is that? Fun with flares. That's the video right there. And it's not there's no age restriction on it. We need to make sure that's altered content. No, not gonna allow all see, all of this I go through before I upload, but maybe because I uploaded it from my phone. I know I checked that part though. I know that I did, and it says, none, no comment moderation on this video, Fun with Flares. Okay, it was already set like that before. And the fact that YouTube would use that as an excuse to withhold a comment held for review, I mean, what blocked words? What blocked words? The comment, I mean, I will read it word for word, okay? And you tell me if there are any words in this comment that you believe they had a right to censor and hide from me. They just hid this comment because they didn't want me having any positive interactions with people on the internets. Anyway, thank you very much, Skywise. I'm sorry that they held this comment and I missed it because I did actually go to, and I did, and I'll get into that, but I want to read the comment, okay? Morgan says, wow, that's freaking awesome. I had gotten so engrossed in the very strangeness of our skies today that I completely forgot to pull out my different styles of lenses and glasses while checking out that greater light. Great reminder that you have provided for the next time around. Thank you, bigly. Okay, with some happy emojis and happy stuff and positive stuff. And then, by the way, I'm just about to post a screenshot from one of my recordings today onto my community posting page, and I would like to ask you to check it out and share your thoughts as to what you might see within that image. It's, yeah, and then kind of puzzling, right? Once again, awesome video. Why would you hide this comment? Why would you hold this comment for review, YouTube, when I have it set on for that video for no comment moderation? Why would you withhold this comment? It's just ridiculous. And you can see I'm approving it, Morgan, okay? I think that it's absolutely ridiculous, and it's, oh, Carrie said 24 minutes ago, that's disconcerting. Yes, it is a little bit that they're allowing this type of air traffic in the main flow of air traffic. But anyway, thank you, Skywise. And I did go and look at that video or image. I didn't see the video though, because I know it's, you said something about nervous much video and done so approximately at the, I'm gonna have to take a look at the video. I haven't seen the video yet, but I'll take a look at it. But I did I did save this image, and let me see. Yeah. And I think it's really curious because it bears a resemblance to a lot of the things I see drifting around in the skies out here in Southern Nevada. And when I went into this and looked at it, just adjusted a couple things really quick, just for a couple of seconds before deciding to do this video here, there's definitely something in there, and you can really see something poking out up here at the top, of course. But you can kind of see the shape and the outline of something here, and then also back in here, you can see these square. And if you just kind of adjust some of the things, I want to take out the highlights first, because that seems to sometimes, and when you take out the shadows and the highlights, and you can kind of just expose it a little bit, sometimes that helps to bring out some of the more sharp lines. And it looks like it might be helping, like on that top part right there. There's something poking out there, but I see something right here, like a long tubal type of a thing, like a fuselage looking type of a thing with, a flat nose, so to speak. But I do know that they have been talking about drifting things up in our near Earth orbit in our lower atmosphere for a while now. And it almost looks like there's something down here too. So whatever it is, it's attempting to hide itself as a cloud, right? I mean, I see sharp lines right in through here. And I've seen a lot of this similar stuff like this that's drifted through here in Southern Nevada too. But I know that they have been researching and attempting to harvest energy, solar power up there. I mean, this was something that was posted up back in 21. Space solar power's time may finally be coming, and they talk about these long time sci-fi dreams and stuff. And this was another one from 22. Can space-based solar power really work? Here are the pros and cons. I mean, all of this information has been out there for a while, and they've been talking about wanting to do it. And a lot of it does, the way that they present it, they make it seem like it's this science fiction thing, and they present us with all these animations and stuff to make it, that mystery about it. But I do believe that they have been drifting these things. And if I had not been actually um, capturing a lot of these things drifting around in our skies out here in Southern Nevada myself and seeing some of this stuff with my own eyes, I would probably believe it was just a science fiction fairy tale and that these things really didn't exist. But then you have stuff like this too. NASA's NEOWISE extends its legacy with decade of near Earth object data. And this was put out April 4th. Like, just 5 days ago or so, which I think is interesting. Right before the eclipse was getting ready to go, they put out this whole spiel about their Neowise mission. Um, and this is their little detection video, and it's an animation, of course, because that's what they always give us is animations. But it's very curious when I see stuff like this because I'm going to go ahead and play it because this is supposedly is all of the stuff that is like zipping around us and flying around us. But look at all of this shit they say is out there, like just hurling and swirling around us. If that's the case, how the hell does any sunlight even make it down here? I mean, really, seriously, it's just they. Some of these things like this are just frustrating because all they give us are animations, of course, right? And my question now at this point, I'm is like in this article here, space solar power's time may finally be coming. This back in 2021. They actually make the statement that the sun never sets in space. Okay. That's the whole basis for them investing in space solar power project ends first in space mission with successes and lessons. And this was from January of this year. And it was last year when Caltech did, this little demonstration and this little mission where they launched this, near Earth orbit thing. And they actually have three different ones. They have the Dolce, the deployable on-orbit ultralight composite experiment, which I find ultralight curious because, we're going back to, um, let me go over here to Skywise. Wait, maybe I might have already, yeah, right here. This is Skywise community page. And, when I see stuff like this going on, especially over Michigan too, because there's a lot of experiments that go on in Michigan. A lot of the universities around Michigan do a lot of experiments, and they have been for a very long time, just because of the conditions in Michigan are very unique because of the lakes. And I know this because I grew up in Michigan, so I'm very familiar with that. But they have definitely been doing a lot of things in our near Earth orbit with the basis of being able to harvest solar power up there, because the sun never sets in space, right? So here's a curious question. I'm getting sidetracked for a minute, y'all. And this is a very, very serious question. Okay. We're always told that we never see the dark side of the moon and the back side of the moon because it never rotates to where we can see it, right? And it's always dark, right? Well, what happened the other day? According to them, the moon passed in between us and the sun. So therefore, that back side of that moon would have been lit up like a brand new white baby's bottom. You know what I mean? Where are our images, NASA? All you're showing us is stuff from the actual eclipse and stuff. But if the sun never sets in space and you just told us that moon was passing in between us and the sun, where is our illuminated pictures of the dark side on the moon? Y'all, these are serious questions. Anyway, back to the whole space solar thingy. They have another one that is called ELBA, which is a collection of 32 different types of photovoltaic cells to enable an assessment of the types of cells that can withstand punishing space environments. So there's nothing that can go wrong there if you're drifting up these photovoltaic cells in our upper atmosphere and one of them just happens to release a whole bunch of toxic bullshit into our atmosphere, then nothing can go wrong there, right? Anyway, inside track, sorry. And then there's the MAPLE, the microwave array for power transfer low orbit experiment, an array of flexible, lightweight microwave power transmitters based on custom integrated circuits with precise timing control to focus power selectively on two different receivers to demonstrate wireless power transmission at distance in space. They are directing energy. This is essentially directing energy. And in fact, there's a couple of different articles that actually talk about it and their ability to be able to direct energy from the upper atmosphere, harvest it, okay, which I believe is another term that was used in one of these. Which one was it? Might have been this one here. Building solar power plants in space certainly isn't an easy task, but it seems to have advantages, at least for some countries. The technology's proponents claim that a solar power plant in Earth's orbit would produce 13 times more power than an equivalent installation located in the notoriously cloudy UK. So they're talking about using space-based solar plants. And I do believe they have already been testing this type of stuff and drifting stuff in our near Earth orbit for a lot longer than what they've been telling us. I know that back in 2018 and 2019, I was capturing some pretty interesting stuff. Um, I'm going to get sidetracked let me get sidetracked really quick. Sorry. Um, see, might have been in this one, the other side of normal. I don't know why that one is blacked out, but um, yeah, the strange creeping sky machine, that came drifting through the sky. I mean, it morphed into a couple of different shapes, but it was very clear to me that there was something drifting over. And that's when I really started digging deeper into some of these space-based solar power projects, because Caltech isn't the only one. There's been other countries doing it too. They show the deployment, and of course they use a fisheye lens. You can watch that if you want. I'm not going to show it here because I think this video is probably long enough. I just wanted to respond to Skywise's comment that YouTube hid from me, and I'll check out that video too, Morgan. But to me, it definitely looks like there was something drifting over Michigan. And when we look at some of the techniques and stuff, they use these little ultralight planes and stuff. That's why I was found it curious. The words ultralight were used in the talk of their deployable Dolce experiments. Where did that go? Maybe that, yeah, it might have been that one. Yeah, Alba. Yeah, when they talk about this being an ultralight type of composite experiment, the Dolce, because they talk about using some of these as, the crafts to drip this stuff over and test their little solar sails and their little experiments and stuff like that, and harvesting solar energy above our heads and not allowing it to get down here in full strength, but in essence, capturing it, harvesting it, capturing it, and then redirecting it. Now, what would we call that? I wonder what we could call the process of harvesting solar energy in the atmosphere and then capturing it and then redirecting it. I wonder what we would call something like that. Gee, I don't know. I don't know what we would call something like that. Hmm. Anyway, this is just, you know, more more information than most people even want to think about, but it's not science fiction as far as I'm concerned. Not when I've captured a lot of the things that I've captured. And as far as this, graphic showing all of these this animation showing all of these objects, I don't know. I have to question stuff like that because to me, I think the majority of this is probably like little drones and things that they've had orbiting and drifting around for a very long time. And this is their tracking system that they've had in place. I don't know, folks. There's so many, different things that they just don't tell us. But anyway, just to respond to that, thank you very much, Morgan. And I'll check out that video too. But it definitely looks like they were drifting something over y'all there in Michigan. And quite frankly, it just would not surprise me. And again, because I'm repetitive, I have to ask again, NASA, where are our pictures of the backside of the moon? You cannot tell me you could not photograph it. Okay. Because you got all this other stuff, photographing stuff, millions and millions and millions of miles away. Where is our images of the dark side of the moon if the sun never sets in space?